And we're back with campaign 48. Let's see what we're going to get into ourselves into now. I think it's going to be another battle straight away. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. The only things we know so far is that a large wave of raptors is on our way. But obviously that would have signaled to the Queen and Mirror that we are here. So probably going to expect one or the other during campaign 48. I'm assuming probably Mirror and Nayuta. What? This was up in the air. She looks around, then turns pale. Half of them. That's a lot. If they're only dealing with half and they're struggling with just half, it's... They have an airship, a giant robot, and a few heroes. They'll be... 3 flashes of light erupt from the lift. 3 as well. 3 annihilios rise up. Oh, come on. Are they going for Eden? Oh, they're heading for Arc. Sis, give us a ride. This flies up into the air, spreads her wings and deploys a black veil downward. Just as the counters are about to grab on. Yeah, the first heretic. Black wings are sliced in two and Ziz plummets to the ground. And as they draw your attention, Rapid and Behemoth splits off to the other side as they charge towards Igavista. Igavista's front is left wide open, and Neon, standing right in front of her, unleashes a barrage of rocket fire. Igavista raises her sword. Just as she's about to swing at the incoming barrage, a familiar silhouette steps in to block her. I wonder why. Archer deploys a shield blocking Neon's attack. Denise bursts out from the explosion caused by Neon's attack. She reaches out and absorbs the energy shield Ultra had deployed. His hand begins to glow. At the same time, Rappi and Behemoth close in rapidly from both flanks. She had to come up with something. I like the Japanese one here for dassa, which is lame. I need to beam with us sent flying back. They tumbled to the ground, struck by something fired from far off. Looked down to see the remains of what had been fired at speed too fast for the eye to perceive. Water. It's just water. There doesn't seem to be anything special about it. The surroundings grow dark. I raise my head and look up at the sky. Oh. A massive figure is floating there looking down at us. So I guess this is sea nettle. Something about it feels familiar. Yeah. This is what I did see. This is Liberalio's body. Audio heretic form. There's a terrifying silence. The colossal figure bloating out the sky is utterly quiet to an unsettling degree. So for declarations of war go, I think we've made our points. Let's retreat. Yeah, of course, Oniba Hundreds is left out. If the heretics are reacting like that, it probably means... Everyone, retreat. It's Liberalia, she's transformed. I feel the ground start to rumble in a way that's all too familiar. I turn my head and look at its source, sweeping away every single building in its path. An unfathomable large wave is approaching. Liberalia has the strength. Okay. I'm glad for the story mode. I would have sort of spent hours and hours doing this. I can do the normal mode whenever. Not really rushed to do it. At Eden's repair center, Cecil and Papillon silently survey this interior of the repair center. There are 2 giant machines that create Nikkes, 3 brain shelters, and Rose lying there completely motionless. After looking around the quiet repair center for a long while, Papillon finally speaks. Cecil stares at the brain shelters resting in front of her. She picks one of them up. Rapunzel's tag is attached to it. She hands it over to Papillon. The time. Yeah. I think what they should do is get Rapunzel up, and obviously it's going to be difficult for her during that specific moment, but getting her opinion would be great. The previous Grin. Is that referring to Scarlet Black? And they didn't get along. That's interesting. I wonder what the story was with that then.
そうですね。それでも一度くらい聞いておけばよかった。土下座でも泣き落としでも試すべきでした。プライドや思想が何だったというのでしょうね。最近は後悔ばかりしています。
私は後悔なんてしないわ。
私の話だったのですが。
カウンターズにスパイとして近づいたことも、エデンの人質になったことも、あの時アークへ逃げるつもりだったけど、それからエデンに居座るって決めたこともね。あとこれを預かってることもかしら。全部一度も後悔してないの。もし時間を戻せるとしても、私は同じ選択をするわ。選択っていうのは時間の流れに沿うものだから。私はその時ごとにベストだと思う選択をしてるだけ。あなたも同じでしょ。
それは自分に都合の良すぎる考えでは。
スパイってのはね、まず時代の流れに合わせることが大事なの。風に揺られる運命だから、それができなきゃ生き残れないのよ。
Babylon inserts Rapunzel's brain shelter into the huge machine. A large mechanical hum fills the room.
これで終わり？
ええ、データはすべて入力済みですので、あとは装置が自動で処理します。
見ない方が良さそうね。
Yeah.
しちゃいそう。自分が機械から製造されるってことは知ってるけど、実際に見るのはまた別の問題かも。
そうですね。気持ちは理解できます。
手伝えることがあったら呼んでいい？
はい。
ちょっとセシル、しっかりして。あなたまでぼーっとしてたらエデンは全滅よ。
そうですね。ありがとうございます。
Babylon opens the door and steps outside. Cecil quietly stares at the monitor connected to the body maker. All the readings are normal. There are no signs of abnormalities. She turns her eyes away from the screen and gazes at the brain shelters of Scarlet and Noah.
お久しぶりですね。
I'm assuming this is because of Red Shoes, the connection. And of course, for them, it's been a while because they're part of the same thing. It's the, not MMR, but the previous part of MMR, the religious sector.
ええ、随分と。ここは妊婦のデータ空間ですか？その通りです。ここに私とあなたがいるということは、私の妊婦に侵入したということですね。それも正解です。さすがですね。あなたがなぜここに？私の使っていた武装があなたに移植されます。赤い靴が？ええ。その中に隠してあった人格データが妊婦に侵入したということです。
They thought it was cleared. Of course, it's not going to be smooth sailing. Oh, now what's going to happen then? Well, then again, they said they couldn't find any corruption. In one way, her personality is a corruption, but obviously that's not the same corruption.
ああ、そういうことですか。
Mm.
人格データ。最後のメッセージでも残そうとしたのですか？聞かせてください。必ず仲間や世界に伝えます。いいえ、その必要はありません。 私はラプンツェルのニンフとして生きていきますから。どういうことでしょう。
Not good.
長い間待っていました。誰かがまたこの靴を履く時を。第二世代フェアリーテールの武装である以上、受け取るのは波のニケではないだろうと予想していましたが、まさかあなたほどの大物になるとは嬉しすぎる誤算です。これ以上ない器をいただけるのですから。やはり天は私を見ています。武装に埋め込んであった人格データで私のニンフを掌握し
That's
よう
what I'm
と。
getting.
その通りです。
Hmm.
あなたになぜそのようなことができるのですか。私の人格データには侵食のメカニズムが組み込まれていますから。結局あなたも侵食される運命だったようですね。ラプチャーではなく私にですが。こうして私の人格データと対話しているということは、すでに侵食が始まっている証です。あなたにはお礼を言わないといけません。ご自分の体を与えていただけるなんて、さすがは慈愛にあふれた方です。つまりここで私が侵食されると、
Just these the big
ラプ
scissors.
チャーとしての思考ではなくレッドシューズの思考をするようになるということですか。その通りです。理解が早いですね。レッドシューズの人格データが侵食と同じ機能を持つよう改造されているから。その通りです。やはりさすがですね。私の体を奪って何をするつもりですか。今度こそはヘレティックになりたいと思っています。最高の素材を持ち込むのですから、ラプチャーにも受け入れられるでしょう。レッドシューズ、侵食を生み出したのはあなたですね。え、正確には育てたでしょうか。妊婦に干渉するラプチャーの侵食プログラムにあなたの人格データを埋め込み成長させた。ラプチャーとして自発的な思考をするように。驚きました。これだけの情報でそこまで。長い間侵食を研究していましたから、起源がどこにあるのか探し続けていました。不可解に急激な変化を遂げた時期があることも分かっていました。ニケを一時的に麻痺させるだけだった侵食が突然ニケの思考を変えてしまうようになった大きな変化です。あまりにも不自然な変化だったので、何か理由があると考えていました。あるいは自然ではなく誰かの手か。あなただったのですね。なぜラプチャーと同じ側に立つことがこの戦争に勝つ唯一の方法だからです。真の調和がなれば勝ち負けそのものがなくなるでしょ。異端者。異端という言葉は多数派が従わないものを排除するために使う決まり文句です。もはや世界はラプチャーのものですから。
I was not
強いて分
expecting
ける
this.
必要があるとすれば、異端になるのはあなた方でしょ。それにしても時間がかかっていますね。さすがただ人ではないお方。 妊婦もとりわけ頑強なようです。褒め言葉と受け取っておきましょう。実際その通りです。それからいいことを教えていただいたお礼も言わないとなりませんね。本当に落ち着いた方ですね。怒るところも見てみたかったのですが、まあいいでしょう。ただ一つだけが足りなかったのです。
I actually feel like Rapunzel's going to be able to get through this. The way she's acting.
神職が急激な変化を遂げたその原因は、神職を克服するためにただ一つ知る必要があった鍵でした。
And now she knows it.
急激な変化をした直後のコードは意図の判然としない部分があり、そこだけが分析不能だったのです。人の手が入ったことさえ確定すれば話は変わります。それを前提にあの部分の解析を進めていけば、遠からず答えは出るでしょう。おめでとうございます。最後の瞬間に答えが見つかるなんてドラマチックですね。ありがとうございました。おかげで素敵な手土産を持って帰れそうです。これは一体何が。わかりませんか？私の中には多くの姉妹たちがいるのです。私とあなたが立っているここは私の妊婦のデータ空間ではありません。永遠の眠りに疲れた別の方の妊婦のものです。あなたが侵食を試みている妊婦はその方のもの。この会話のために時間を稼いでくれていました。肩代わり、あるいはおとり、そのようなものです。ですがこれ以上彼女たちの眠りを妨げたくありません。これで妊婦は基本的に侵食には抵抗するもの。初期の侵食が自然治癒していたことからも分かっていたことです。それでも侵食されてしまうようになったのは、侵食が妊婦のデータを量的に圧倒してしまうからです。単純な物量作戦ということでしょう。個人の妊婦のデータ量には限界があります。巨大な侵食データには勝ち目がありません。ラプンツェル、待ってください。
Golden particles begin to ripple throughout the space. Soon, everything is dyed gold.
幸いなことに、私の中には安らかに眠る姉妹たち1万と2000人分の妊婦があります。侵食に屈することなど決してありません。まだ私の話を聞きたいでしょ。私には人格データに侵食コードを組み込んだことは失敗でしたね、レッドシューズ。誰かの体を乗っ取るためにそうしたのでしょうが、それがあなたの消える理由です。助けてください、お願いです。お断りします。私にはあなたを許すことができません。
Gold permeating space starts to swallow any trace of red. Red hue struggles frantically, but the sacred gold hue shows no mercy. Eventually, only the golden glow, golden light, and Rapunzel remain. Wow. I did not expect that. That's interaction. I honestly did not. That was... Okay, kind of glad that red shoes wasn't placed into anybody else but Rapunzel. That was miraculous in a sense. Cecil peers into the monitor connected to Rapunzel's body maker. She thought she detected a brief anomaly, but now there's nothing unusual.
らしくもなく。
Cecil turns her gaze to another monitor. The screen is filled with Scarlet and Rose's data. She shifts her eyes to her personal PC. It says that numerous formulas and notes on the screen. She suddenly feels a sharp ache in her head.
何か方法は。
Cecil stands there silently for a moment. She looks at the other body maker. Then she looks at the two brains shelters. She hesitantly stretches forth her hand. As she reaches for Noah's brain shelter, she suddenly stops as she feels a chilling sensation behind her. Rose. She's awake. Cecil hastily turns around. Rose is staring at her. Okay. Well, I can understand what Rose might do. Rose might just sacrifice herself for it. We'll see how that
あちらでも
is.
もちろん綺麗ほらほら順番に並んで
Yeah, let's see what Rose is gonna do now. Okay, there's
私は寝る
Belfast. Hmm. So I did want to mention that one of the other things that I was almost spoiled on, but was kind of spoiled on, I guess you could say, was two bodies, two Nikkes, new Nikkes is what I said in the beginning, and those two was Rapunzel and Scarlet. So obviously we know they're going to get new bodies, they're going to come soon, but those supposed the supposed leaks, or not leaks, but more like supposed screenshots or information, I should say, from the trailer show that that is going to be happening in chapter 47, 48. So, yeah. Doesn't sound good.
目覚めたのですか。どうやって。
Rose raises her trembling arm and points towards Scarlet's brain shelter.
最善は尽くしています。損傷が激しく難しい状態です。
Rose turns her arm. Disturbing snaps and cracks echo through the room. She points at herself. Yeah.
すべて聞いていたのですね。理論上はそうです。それが最も見込みのある手段でしょう。あなたのボディをグレンに与えれば彼女が助かる可能性は高い。ですが誰かを助けるために誰かを殺す軽々しく行ってよい判断ではありません。
This arm moves again, accompanied by sickening cracks and snaps. She pulls out her broken sword. Yeah, I was going to say that one thing that Grin can just do is... Not Grin, sorry, Rose can do is just take her own life. In the sense that that's reducing the harshness, I guess you could say, of Cecil. Taking away the burden of having to heal somebody when that person was technically already dead. Stabs herself in the head. Wow, just straight up doing that. Rose collapses and Cecil rushes over to her. She checks the wound. The cut is precise. There's no saving her. Wow, just straight up like that.
あなた。
Wow. Cecil feels the life fading from Rose's body. After staring for a moment, she abruptly stands up.
あとはお任せを。
Wow.
ありがとうございます。
Scarlet.
妙な場所だね。
This is where their nymphs are gonna connect. At least, I'm assuming this is hopefully where they'll at least say their farewells. Scarlet looks down to see a bottle of liquor and 2 cups.
杯は2つ。客が来るのか。あるいは私が呼ばれたか。
There you go. Scarlet raises her head. She sees Rose.
久しぶり、レン。久しぶりだな、姉さん。綺麗になったね。姉さんは変わらないね。座って。あんまりゆっくりできないの。賢くて親切な人が私に少し時間をくれただけだから。そうかい。
Scarlet and Rose sit facing each other. Rose quietly pours them both a drink, and the two clink their glasses. After taking a sip, they gaze at each other in silence.
これは実に贅沢な夢だ。そうね。身に余るほど。
Splash, splash, splash. From the tranquil surface of the water, swordsmen clad in black emerge. Scarlet gazes at familiar faces and breaks into a bright smile.
ああ、君たちも来たか。早く座れ。一杯やろう。レン、剣を取って。剣？急にどうした？私たちの仲間じゃないわ。操り人形にしようとしてるの。
I'm assuming this is the supposed black boxes or the corruption, the manifested into this form.
ほう。そういう趣味のやつがいるのよ。相手の記憶を使って心を折る。
Yeah. So as Cecil had surmised, there was a part of a corruption also in Rose.
そんな輩が？そう。自分は隠れて誰かが壊れるところを見るのが好きな陰気臭いやつがね。その程度の輩、どこにでもいる。あれに負けるとニンフが壊されて操り人形にされるの。自分のおもちゃを取られるのは面白くないからって、私のブラックボックスに仕込んでたのね。まるで見たことがあるような話ぶりだ。うん、経験したから。ほう、姉さんは強いのか？別に。でも切れなくするの。私の時にはレンの姿だった。偽物だって分かっててもどうしても切れなかったの。あなたを傷つけた記憶しかなかったからかしら。姉さんはいつも私に強くなれと言っていた。誰にも振り回されないようにとな。私はそれを頼りに生きてきた。おかげで私の剣の主は私だと自覚ができている。何人たりとも振り回せはしない。何事にもとらわれず己の心に従ってきた。傷つけたなどと考えてほしくないね。それで全部切ればいいのかい？
I would assume she would also refer to herself, Rose. Because if Rose, what she saw was Gurren, why is Gurren only seeing those other members as the so-called corruption and not Rose? Because that would be a lot harsher, obviously, compared to the other thing, but...
そう。本物じゃないし、迷う必要もない。姉さんと私で共に並んでか。
やれるのだな。なんとまあ、贅沢の一言では足りぬ夢だ。
The sisters rush forward. With their swords in hand, they cut down their enemies. They flow like water, effortlessly dodging the enemy's assault. They strike like lightning, slaying their foes with swift cruelty. They move like flower petals carried on the wind. The sisters act in perfect harmony, as if they are one body. The enemy's assault intensifies, crashing down like a tidal wave of swords from all directions. I don't know why the music's so low. The sisters stand back to back. Neither looks back, their eyes fixed only straight ahead. Because they each know that behind them stands the greatest swordsman there ever was. And that all they have to do is defeat the enemies right in front of them. Slash, cut and stab again and again and again. The water's surface shakes violently. Only the clang of clashing swords fills the air. Occasionally the sound of the sisters breathing can be heard, mixed with laughter. The two are unable to contain. Then at long last, there is complete silence, and the water's surface grows calm. The sisters gaze at each other. They break into wide beaming smiles. Flower petals in full bloom begin to fall from the trees. They rustle as they fall, as if shedding everything that had held them back. The older sister slowly approaches and embraces her beloved little sister. Rose's body turns into red petals and vanishes. Scarlet embraces Rose even tighter. Red petals flutter down quietly until the last petal gently settles upon the water's surface, causing a tiny ripple. Scarlet opens her eyes. Wow. I was not expecting that, honestly. Such deep resurrection, I guess you could call it, of their stories. And it wasn't like Rapunzel's was less compared to Scarlet. It's more like Rapunzel's had her own as well, because she was always researching corruption, always trying to get that cure for Red Hood. And that's why she knew how it works, or how the inner workings of it. And she was prepared for it. There's probably one more and then boss, I'm guessing. Oh, we're back here. One corner of the dark space is bustling with noise. The girl and Marianne watch the battle taking place around the lift. Oh wow, they're actually watching it. Leviathan narrowly manages to seize control of the nearby dark matter and creates a massive wall to block the wave. However, it soon reaches its limits just before the wall collapses. Sorry, I'm reading too quickly here. Just before the wall collapses, Aziz envelops everyone and soars into the sky. The Borrelio's body unleashes a swift, high-pressure torrent of water from one of its tentacles, sending Aziz crashing down. Without giving the fallen party a moment to recover, Labralio's body continues to blast jets of water from its tentacles. Such a staggering size and height. It does not dodge any of their attacks. It merely looks down with contempt and shoots blasts of water. It is enormous, durable, and powerful. To an unprecedented degree. It does not possess any special abilities, or rather cannot use them, as it lacks a brain to utilize all of its functions. As such, it cannot do anything but unleash attack after attack. The Borrelio was the second heretic ever created. Unlike the first heretic, Anakioro, who was created almost by chance, the second heretic was created with clear intent, focus, and with everything available at the time. And now its overwhelming power is being fully unleashed. Altria and Egovista watch the scene from afar.
指揮官、みんな決めた。あそこに行く。お姉ちゃんたち弱い。私強い。あそこに行って空から来たやつを倒して因子を奪ってクイーンになる。うん、そう決めた。どうして？お姉ちゃんたち助けないと。クイーンになりたいんですか？いや、でもやらなくちゃ。あれがクイーンなのはダメ。この前戦って分かった。あいつが欲しいものは一つだけ。自分が作ったもの以外みんな壊したい。お姉ちゃんたちもみんな壊しちゃう。それでやり直すつもり。それは嫌。だから行く。私がクイーンになる。あなたが望むものは？お姉ちゃんたちが生きてる世界。いいえ、そのことじゃありません。望む世界のことではなくて、あなたがしたいことです。私、お姉ちゃんたちと一緒に暮らしたい。パパとママとずっと一緒にいたい。抱っこされて寝て、いろんなところに行きたい。毎日笑って楽しいことをしたい。あなたは愛されているみたいですね。私のこと抱っこしてくれた。いっぱいいっぱいギュッてしてくれた。クイーンになったらできなくなるんですか？お姉ちゃん、本当に何も知らないね。クイーンは7人の調律者と一緒に世界を作らないといけない。
Queen has to build the world together with the 7 arbiters. 7 arbiters?
それがクイーンのすること。それ以外は何もできない。抱っこしてって 言えなくなるの。遊びに行けない。笑うのもできない。寂しくなる。でもやらないと。あいつに勝てるの私しかいない。私がやらないといけないの。そうしないとあいつに世界を取られる。
Marion slowly approaches the girl. She sees the emotion in her seemingly empty eyes. She quietly embraces the girl.
重たいものを背負っているんですね。あなたは駆け回ったり遊んだり抱っこされたりすることが好きなだけの子供なのに、大事な人たちのために全部諦めるつもりなんて。
でも大丈夫。お姉ちゃんたちが私のことたくさん愛してくれたから。だから平気。お姉ちゃんたちのためにクイーンになる。
Marion embraces the girl even tighter. The girl closes her eyes and lets her body yield to the comforting warmth.
お姉ちゃんもいい人。みんないい人。だけど弱い人。だから私がクイーンにならないと。
Marion feels a heartbeat. 2 heartbeats. 2 comforting scents. Both are familiar, and a wave of nostalgia rushes over her.
この感じ、ラッピ、それに指揮官も。
パパとママ。パパとママだよ。
そうだったんですか。
Marianne closes her eyes. She surrenders herself to the nostalgia, to the warmth and deeply familiar feeling.
もっと強くギュッてして。パパはお姉ちゃんのこと大好きみたい。
Marianne embraces the girl even tighter. She feels her mind going blank, as if everything is melting away. She casts everything she is into that feeling.
お姉ちゃん、頭光ってる。
The bandages. Maria's bandages begin to glow. And then...
嫌です。聞きたくないです。嫌です。地上に行きたくありません。指揮官と一緒にいます。だから捨てないでください。私は一緒にいたいです。撃つのですか？私を？
Wait, is she remembering that part now? Because this is obviously part of... Oh, no. This is... Yes. This is when she was still Marion, and she was a heretic at this point, so she would have... This was pre-memory erasure. So in a sense, she should now she remembers it, because obviously Madonia.
私は指揮官を知っています。指揮官は私を撃てません。あの時も撃てなかったじゃありませんか。温かい人だから、優しい人だから。ここです。指揮官、包帯、嬉しかったです。心配なさらないでください。
Yeah, she's remembering everything.
私があなたをお守りします。指揮官、ここにも包帯を巻いてください。BA01 ダウン !BA01
Right to the very beginning.
答えてください。墜落しました。指揮官？
Yep. So now it is confirmed. This is Marion.
何です そんな仕事がしたいの？
They even had the voice changed as well.
安月給だし、とっても危ないって聞いたけど。でも応援するね、その夢。もしかしたらね、私がニケになったら、あなたが私の指揮官になってほしいな。
100% confirmed that the girl in his past is Marianne.
あなたの名前は何？変な名前。あ、自己紹介がまだだったね。私の名前は
Marianne.
お姉ちゃん、泣いてる？
She remembers everything.
そうだった。あの人が死ぬことのない世界を作るために、あの人が幸せに生きていける世界を作るために、あの人が笑顔でいられる世界を作るために、長い時間を永遠に続くと思っていた。そうだから、みんながお互いに愛することができる世界を、誰も傷つかず傷つけない世界を、愛でいっぱいの世界を作りたかった。お願いがあります。
どんな？
あなたの因子、私に譲ってください。
お姉ちゃんに？
ええ。
ダメ、お姉ちゃん弱いもん。
確かにそうでした。でももう違います。私がするべきこと。いいえ、やりたいことが何だったのか分かりました。ええ、今ならよく分かります。だから私はもう弱くありません。私は勝てます。
The girl gently pushes Marianne away and takes a step back. She looks at Marianne, who's gazing back at her. She fidgets with her finger.
本当にいいの？
はい。
The girl fidgets with her fingers more, then shakes her head firmly.
お姉ちゃんたち弱い。しもべにも勝ててない。
いいえ、見ていてください。あの人たちは絶対に負けません。勝利の女神たちですから。
Okay.
来なさい。
I was not expecting that, honestly, to get a full-on confirmation as long with her memories coming back. The assault from transformed Liberalia continues, overwhelming us with its staggering firepower. But I know, its pattern is simple. It just keeps using the same attacks. You just think of it as just like a tyrant, but a little stronger.
タイラント級程度なんて、いつからそんな大物になったのよ。
I remember when they were sorry about that. I remember in the past when there were like 12% chance of victory against the tyrants and all sorts of things. It was so funny. Ever since the three of us teamed up.
感動的じゃない。気に入ったわ。みんなここからよ。
確かに攻撃パターンは単純だ。思考能力があるか疑わしい。
頭の悪い敵の相手などたやすいもの。なんだ？なぜ急に黙り込む？
早く片付けて、後ろで薄ら笑いをしている奴らを始末するぞ。
I find it funny how Bahamut has just become a joke now. Ultra and Eager Vista continue to watch our battle from afar. I can't make Ultra's facial expression, but Eager Vista is smiling. Eager Vista gets on my nerves.
そうだね。なんかバカにされてるみたいでムカつく。
うぜえよな。何遠くからジロジロ見てんだよ。油断はするな。 頭脳がないとはいえ巨大化した直径だ。
直径なんかもう私たちの敵じゃないでしょ。行くよ。出し惜しみなし、一発で決める。
They're all gonna transform?
その通りだな。フォービースト巨大化だ。
Don't know that. Oh wait, can Bahamut transform?
は？
なんだ、巨大化する流れではなかったか。
自分ができないのになんであんたが張り切ってんのよ。
Yeah.
賢いバハムートの号令に合わせて一斉に巨大化したらかっこいいだろう。それに賢いバハムートがリーダーっぽく見える。
はあ。
I mean, we've got the kind of the source of the transformation, the Unchained, but I think there was also emotion needs to be used for it to be done as well.
そうね。じゃあもう一回やって。
話がわかるな、レビー。フォービースト巨大化だ。巨大化。
巨大化。そういうのやめて。恥ずかしいから。
The dark light bursts forth as they transform.
続くぞ。セブンスドワーフシスターズ行こう。
As the Pillar Seven Dwarf sister.
ああ、
私たちも何かやる？
How about Neo Star?
やっぱいい。いつも通り行きましょう。私。
Okay. That's funny. Yep. Now we're probably fighting Libralio's boss. But of course, this is a story, so it'll melt in a second. Oh wow. I'm gonna have to do this. Ah. Let me go Rappy rather. Wait, what? Why did it fail? Just in case. Just have to evade. Second form? Okay. Hmm.
見た？私の輝かしい活躍。
目標墜落。
コアを奪って、そうすれば再生が止まるから。
ベヒモス捕まって。今飛ぶぞ。
Rappy deploys 7 Dwarfs Zero and soars into the sky while carrying Behemoth. They fly up until they are in front of Libralia's body, falling core, where she deploys her drill.
コアの近くまで削る。アームで引きちぎって。オッケー、任せろ。貫け。
A massive boom of lava flashes past Rappy and Behemoth as they charge forward. Wait, a massive beam of light flashes past them and pierces right through the core, Libralia's body and surrounding parts. Libralia's body begins to crumble and vanish. Who was that?
貫いたぞ。
Okay. So what? Thought so.
あなたに言ったのではなくて、セブンスドワーフに呼びかけたの。
これもセブンスドワーフだ。
Rappy and Behemoth land on the ground. Everyone takes a step forward. They gaze at Ultra and Ego Vista.
素晴らしいですね。
What would be nice is if the battle gets interrupted by 3 individuals. Scarlet, Rapunzel, and Marianne. That would be so nice.
頭がないとはいえ、かつて最強とまで言われた存在をこう感動して涙が出てしまいそうです。
やっと我らの出番というわけか。ここが力の入れどころではないのだろうが。古いクラゲだ。もともと期待などさほどしておらぬ。結局肝心なことには己の手を使わぬとな。
クイーンはどこだ？
気にしていただく必要はございません。 あなたたちにできることはこの場で滅びることだけですから。
軌道エレベーターに逃げたか。
お母様は逃げも隠れもなさいません。
あれは卑怯な臆病者だ。自分の力では勝てないからと他人のボディを奪った。随分手癖の悪い泥棒だ。
Getting
そ
to
こ
it.
までだ。聞いておられぬ。体を休ませる時間が欲しかろうとも、お母様への侮辱はユキ様。どう頭を割られたい。立て。
貴様の母に聞くんだね。
Ultra and Egovista charge forward, their faces contorted in rage.
ちょっと挑発してどうするのよ。ただでさえきついのに。
時間を稼いでいるのは向こうだ。裏で何か企んでいるのだろう。
どちらにしても刺激するような言い方をするのは控えた方がいいわ。
レビィ、ジズ、大丈夫か？
平気。多分ね。
賢いバハムートも無事だ。そもそも戦っていない。
クイーンが作り出した最新のヘレティック、直径よりもさらに桁違いでしょうね。レビー、もしかして怖いの？誰が怖がってるって？
The heretics draw increasingly closer. Ultra deploys a massive electromagnetic field and pushes it forward. Egovista charges in as if ready to bring down her sword at any moment. Counters and Snow White, you handle Ultra, you fought her before, which should make her relatively easy to handle. I just thought now, it would actually be nice to see Rapunzel and Scarlet here, because Rapunzel can handle Ultra and Scarlet can handle Egovista. Magic versus magic and sword versus sword. For Beast and you take Egovista, she's skilled in close quarters combat, so Behemoth will have to bear the brunt of it. Everyone nods. The heretics get even closer. Soon they'll be within firing range. Everyone get...
無駄なところで力を使わないでおくれ。
Nice.
この場はお任せを。
A shining gold barrier appears before us. And at its center... Oh wow. So I think I'm skipped along, and I don't know. And at the center there stands a saint shining brighter than everything else. You can see the design with the red all around from the red shoes. Okay. It's nice.
お待たせしてしまいましたか。もう大丈夫です。
Oh wow, okay, and this is Gurren. Oops, wrong thing. I actually like how her face and hair are. It's quite nice. The one thing I don't like is it's bulky, of course. But it obviously just does feel like it's her in a sense. Then the swordsman casually steps in front of us.
少し休んでいるといい。人たちで終わらせる。
グレン、ラプンツェル。
あと、涙は後にしておくれ。今は私たちの偽物を懲らしめるのが先です。
Scott and Rapunzel gaze at the incoming Ultra and Egovista and dash
ここ
forward.
でお会いできるとは光栄です。ラプンツェル。
She was made from Rapunzel and obviously Egovista is made after Scarlet.
その姿。ノアの盾はあなたのような存在が語って良いものではありません。打ち砕いて差し上げましょう。
Light shoots out from the halo floating behind Rapunzel. Same time, Rapunzel charges forward. Ultra and Rapunzel clash, both having deployed their barriers. The air is filled with sound of battle. Golden and green particles scatter about violently. What seemed like a close back and forth quickly tilts to one side.
押されている。この私が。
言ったはずです。あなたにその盾を使う資格はありません。
Suddenly, there's a loud hum. The red components on parts of Rapunzel's halo begin to glow. She floats into the air and surges forward with a ferocious momentum. As Rapunzel pushes forward, Ultra's barrier grows thinner and dimmer.
あら、推しには弱いタイプでしたか。どこまで攻めてみましょう。行くところまで行ってみましょうか。
I guess she's still the same. Rapunzel advances and Ultra is pushed back. With a sound like shattering glass, Ultra's barrier erupts into pieces. Still deploying her shield, Rapunzel closes in. A massive energy barrier strikes Ultra head on.
所詮は形だけの聖女。偉大なるお母様のご加護を受けたこの私に。
The two arms extending from Ultra's back thrust forward. They pierce through Rapunzel's shield. The arms are burned to a crisp, turning into charcoal. But they regenerate almost instantly. Ultra's hands grab hold of Rapunzel's head.
顔を引き寄せてどうするというのですか。こんな場所で。
この腕からシールドを出して頭を粉々にして差し上げます。
ああ、私はてっきり。安心しました。私にも好みというものがありますので。
A loud crack echoes as a portion of Ultra's head vanishes. Wait, what? As her head regenerates, Ultra stares at Rapunzel in astonishment. Her gaze shifts above Rapunzel's head. She sees a staff. The red parts mounted on the staff are vibrating. The head of the staff is vibrating so intensely that it appears blurry.
超振動でしたか。
ご名答です。それ。
Gondola pours out from the red parts. Accelerated by the thrust, the staff strikes downward with explosive energy. Smashes into Ultra's head. Ultra slams to the ground, leaving a deep crater. The hum of the vibration continues.
この音は少しいけませんね。このスイッチを押すと振動がさらに強くなるらしいですが、試してみましょうか。
Staff vibrates even more intensely. Ultra struggles desperately against the vibrations of the staff pressing down on her head.
ナノマシン分解用の超振動です。さあ、お好きなだけ味わってください。それはそうと、巨大化はされないのですか？いつかやってみたかったのですが、大きくて屈強な相手の弱いところを攻めて、震える棒状のもので陥落させるというのは。
なんとる屈辱、絶対に許せません。
それはこちらのセリフです。
The clear sound of steel rings through the air.
君かね。私とイサベルを模倣しているというヘレティックは
グレン、
知られていたのか。確かに真似た相手の殴らいは覚えておくべきであろうな。
会いたかったぞ。貴様は知らんだろうがな。どれだけ剣を交えたいと思っていたか。
Scott and Ingo Vista exchange sword strikes. They attack faster than the eye can follow, yet neither yields an inch.
ああ、楽しくてたまらぬ。やはり切り合いはいい。
She looks bored, or almost like it'd be like, like gives a sigh, like this is nothing.
剣筋を見れば言葉にせずとも多くのことが伝わってくる。そうだろう。100の言葉より剣の一撃の方が多くを語る。
何を言っておる。
Yeah.
剣で語るなどとたわけた話だ。剣は殺しの道具に過ぎない。それで対話した気になるなど話にならないね。
拙者が買いかぶりすぎたか。貴様も至ったものなのだと思っていたがな。
ヨタ話だが聞いたことはある。そういう話もあるかもしれぬと信じた時もあった。しかしそれも同格の使い手であればこそという話ではないかね。すまないが君はまだまだ及ばぬ。
貴様の姉上にはひどい肩透かしを食らったぞ。拙者の人たちで真っ二つに割られて地に伏せるざまだけは見ものだったがな。
Egovista raises her sword. She brings it down with all her might. Scarlet lowers her stance and swiftly sheaths her sword at the same time. Then the moment she blinks and opens her eyes, Egovista's sword is sliced in two and sent flying away through the air. Sheathing her sword, Scarlet rises to her feet. Egovista falls to her knees. Her right shoulder splits open, black liquid spurts out.
姉さんの足元にも及ばぬな。身の程知らずというものだ。
人間もどきの分際で。
君は剣の道にかぶれているようだが、旅力に任せて刃物を振り回しているだけだ。剣術と呼ぶには程遠い。その口で語るべきことではなかろうな。聞いているだけで恥ずかしくなる。顔も上げていられなくなってしまいそうだ。
黙れ。人間もどきが拙者の剣を侮辱するな。
まったくどこで覚えたのやら。形だけの真似事で使い手を名乗るとはな。おっと、そうだったそうだった。君のお母上は私に首を切られて剣というものが恐ろしくなったのであろう。それで剣とは何か独りよがりの答えを出して君のようなものを作ったに違いない。色眼鏡と自分本位の理想であんだ。いやはや実に面白いね。私たちのことを人間もどきと見くびる輩が私たちに寄せてくるとは。その言葉を借りるなら君は人間もどきのもどきということになるのかい。巨大化見せてみたまえ。それが君のたった一つの取り柄であろ
う。ならば望みどおり。
This is actually a lot longer than I thought.
して差し上げましょう。
I'm guessing that was the queen.
これはあの時にも聞いたクイーンのコーリングシグナル。
The fallen Ultra and Egovista spring up into the air. They instantly widen the distance between us and stare in our direction.
お母様がお呼びとあってはこの屈辱殺してやるぞ。必ずだ。一人残らずです。
Ultra and Egovista retreat toward the lift from where the sound originated. Shortly after, they disappear inside the lift. Scarlet and Rapunzel turn around, just as though they are about to smile and say something. Snow White steps forward.
グレン、ラプンツェル。
Oh right, she has her memories now as well.
もっと早く来い。
まったく無粋だね。期待した方が間違っていました。それにしてもずいぶん獲物をぶら下げておるな。まるで武器庫だ。足がむき出しですね。
もしやスノーホワイトもお目覚め。
そういうお前たちこそ何をそんなに持ち歩いている。装備に頼るな。
You want to
呆
solve?
れて言い返す気にもならないね。
装備は大切なものですよ。力の差を埋めるためにも必要不可欠ですから。
Yeah, they are quite heavy, I should say, in terms of what they have on. Welcome back, you two. So relieved to see you again.
ああ、やはりまっとうな言葉を返してくれるのは坊ちゃんだけだ。
ブラザー、久しぶりだからでしょうか。さらにたくましくなられた気がします。もし失礼でなければ一度触れて、いえ、なめ、これも違いますね。揉んでみてもよろしいでしょ
I
う
wonder if
か。
her limiter was released from this.
言葉を選んだ意味なくない？
Neither of you has changed a bit, I see.
そうね。
カウンターズも久しぶりに見るね。随分と貫禄が出た。
感じます。皆さんも強くなったのです、ね。
Oh right, it's also the first time they've seen Red Hood as well, I think. Rappy Red Hood.
待って、
Yeah.
ラピ、その気配は。
あら、ああいう姿が好みでしたか。そんなことを口に出すなんて珍しい。お、
Yeah.
レッドフード。
Rappy quietly nods her head.
あなたたちには話したいことがたくさん
I
ある。
completely forgot.
そうかい。後でゆっくり聞かせてもらうとしよう。
はい、ぜひ。それはさておき、そちらのハレンチな黒ずくめの方たちはなんとも大胆ですが。
Yeah.
ハレンチって。
I mean, they're the four beasts. They agreed to help us in this fight. They're heretics, but they're on our side. You can trust them.
そうかい。相変わらず人付き合いがうまいようだね。
そういうことでしたら仲間として受け入れさせていただきましょう。限界を知らない守備範囲の広さ、素晴らしいと思います。
立ち話はここまでだ。宣戦布告も終わった。撤退するぞ。
何を言っているのだね。私たちまで揃ったのだ。今こそ押すべきであろう。
私もそう思います。このまま戻るのはもったいないかと。
アークが第3次地上奪還戦を仕掛ける。決戦はその時だ。
第3次地上奪還戦。
それは何とも。
詳しいことは後で話す。敵地の中央でのんびりと話すほど余裕はない。
君がそんなことを言い出すとはね。
そうですね。
ひとまず戻るとしようか。駆けつけざまの大立ち回りでこちらもクタクタだ。
Okay, it's taking too long. I'm just gonna have to a small break and I'll be back. Still same recording. And I'm back to continue.
その分かっこよく活躍できましたから疲れた甲斐はあったでしょう。
まあそれもそうだね。
二人とも戻ってきてくれてよかった。
It's one of those times where I always say it, but I prefer the Japanese here. Because in the Japanese show, she's saying she's glad they're back. Whereas with the English, it's just thanks for coming back.
なんだい今さら。
今まで一人で戦い抜いていたのでしょう。こちらこそお礼を言わないと。
見ましたか。あの人たちは絶対に負けません。必ず勝つんです。
じゃあお姉ちゃんは私ずっとお姉ちゃんたちとキューってしててもいいの？
はい。
知らないところに遊びに行って 美味しいものを食べて。
Is this also quite harsh for Marion as well? Because this is in a sense making it so she is destined to become the queen.
いっぱい笑って毎日走り回っていいの？
ええ。
本当にいいの？
I just hope nothing happens to only one when she loses her queen genes.
はい。そうやって愛されながらずっと生きていってください。
あのね、お姉ちゃん、クイーンなんてなりたくないの。
私がなります。あなたの大切な人だけではありません。誰も死ななくていい世界を作ります。愛すること、愛されることができる世界を。
After nodding, she places her hand over her chest. Is this also where she'll probably name herself? Her core glows red as black light drifts around it. It moves towards Marion.
ありがとうございます。やり遂げます。必ず。
There should be a bit of off to talk, yeah. That's why I knew it was going to be a little bit longer. Yeah, that's the lobby. Now, I think Marion should wake up now since I think... I'm not too sure actually. I just feel like it will. Oh, right.
あの数のラプチャーを相手にしながらミサイルの迎撃まで。
ああ、メティスとアークレンジャーの力だ。
侮れませんね、アークの力も。
それはよかった。
機長、
イエス、マム。
ミサイルの下へ回り込んでいただけますか？
まさか動力部を狙うおつもりです？
話が早いですね。そうです。下からなら直接狙えます。装甲を剥がす手間がかかりません。
確かにできるなら一番楽だと思いますけ
ど、私にはできます。
ラジャー、ヘリキックを下に回り込んで降下速度に合わせるぜ。
He just kind of match it to it. So funny. Dorothy watches the scenery outside the window tilt sharply.
相当傾けているようですが、中では感じられませんね。
はい、ブリッジにジンバル式の姿勢維持装置が採用されてますから、ティータイムだって楽しめますよ。
あ、せっかくですので一杯いかがですか？
先日同様、戻ってからいただきます。
I guess Dorothy's gonna enjoy her time, you know, with this crew.
はい、プラムティーをご用意しておきますね。
Dorothy looks up from the deck of the Wings of the Victory, and Helio is plummeting down at breakneck speed. Dorothy raises her arm and aims at the sky.
よく戦うものですね、私は。
Beam of light erupts from Dorothy's gun barrel. It pierces straight through under Helio. And Helio's posture falters and light and flames spewing from her are completely extinguished.
すごい、一発で弱点に当てるなんて。
でもまだ中身が別にいることはお忘れではありませんよね。
当然です。
あ、それと弾頭がそのまま地上に落ちたら化学兵器が。
問題ありません。起爆装置も貫通しています。
すごいどころじゃない。
本当に。
Helio continues to fall. Dorothy waits. She waits for an Helio's armor to peel away and expose the main body. A piece of metal clanks as it flies off. Then another and another. All of Helio's armor is stripped away. Then from within, it was a dummy. Monks with red eyes come pouring down. The music fits well here.
嘘。ニケ。これは一体。さて、それでは私たちの新たな一員を増やしましょうか。
Dorothy watches red-eyed monks pouring down. There are 42 in total. Their eyes are red. They are corrupted. Nikke has just succumbed to corruption and can never return. She has to shoot them. She hesitates for just a brief moment. Taking advantage of the opening in that flash of an instant, one of the monks rushes forward and thrusts the thorn in her hand directly into Dorothy. That might corrupt. The monks land on the deck. Some of their gaze shift toward the bridge. Dorothy fires at them, one after another. Red-eyed monks fall. They vanish, emitting a blue light.
皆さん、ブリッジから絶対に出ないでください。
Dorothy runs. She pushes her way through all the red-eyed monks. Fortunately, their individual combat compatibilities are not that high. She feels confident that she can defeat them without much trouble. However, yeah. Dorothy lets out a hollow, empty laugh, and then points her weapon at the monks and shoots. The monks are completely annihilated. They leave behind no trace, almost as if they never even existed. Dorothy gasps as she struggles to breathe. Her body is tingling. Her vision is tinged with red. She looks down at her hands. They are trembling ever so slightly.
ドロシー様、大丈夫ですか？少々お待ちください。すぐに行きま。来ないで。ドロシー様、侵食か。アークに緊急帰還する。
不要です。侵食されたニケを連れ帰ったところでどうにもなりません。
Okay.
じゃあどうすれば。
Dorothy breathes. Her breathing grows ragged. The symptoms are progressing rapidly, more so than she's ever seen before.
改良されている。戦争のために。
Dorothy lifts her head. She sees a vast surface stretching out beyond the deck. And after a few moments, Dorothy pulls the pistol from her pocket and places it below her chin.
まあ、幸いでした。許すことができた後で。
よせ。
Anderson.
撃つな。撃つんじゃない。撃ったら後悔させてやる。
指揮官。
逃げろ、ドロシー。どこでもいい。できるだけ遠くだ。
指揮官。侵食されれば自我は。
いいから早くそこから離れろ。絶対に元に戻してやる。必ずだ。やりようならいくらでもある。だから撃つな。銃を下ろせ。くそ、とにかく撃つんじゃない。
指揮官。
探しに行く。見つけて必ず元に戻してみせる。約束だ、ドロシー。 私を信じてくれ。君の指揮官である。私。
信じます。必ず。来てくださいね。
ああ、必ずだ。
Dorothy tosses the pistol aside. She runs towards the edge of the deck and throws herself into the sky.
待っていてくれ、ドロシー。絶対に助けに行く。
はい。指揮官。
She disappears from view. Wow, I was not expecting that. And obviously Birmingham heard all that discussion. And also with Dorothy. Ugh. Anderson slams his fist down onto the table. Anderson goes on a rampage as he sends furniture flying, chairs, the tables, and whatever else he can get off the ground. To Anderson, Birmingham feels both shocked and worried. After a while, Anderson stops his outburst. Birmingham gets into position, ready to catch Anderson the moment he collapses. Birmingham stares intently at Anderson from behind. Something is wrong. Birmingham stares even more intently at Anderson, trying to identify what feels off. Suddenly, he figures it out. Anderson's breathing hasn't faltered in the slightest. His shoulders aren't heaving, and he's not breathing raggedly. Birmingham freezes. Silence fills the briefing room. Something metallic drops to the floor. For a moment, Birmingham feels as if his heart dropped along with it. He looks down. He sees the thing that had been restraining his hero. That thing that was attached to him that was helping him, wasn't it? Was it not helping? Was it that cursed mechanical device now lying on the floor?
Anderson.
Anderson turns around. Birmingham takes a look at Anderson and immediately takes a few steps back. He rubs his eyes. His physical appearance hasn't changed, but there's now an energy emanating from his face and posture, a certain vitality. Standing before Birmingham is the man who was both his hero and his ideal, the legendary commander. Light illuminates the black space. Marianne embraces the core and the gene. She entrusts her consciousness to memories that are becoming clearer. My name?
はい。いつまでもあなたと呼んでいるわけにはいかないでしょ?
This is before the crash. Well, everyone used to call me number 7, yeah, the commander.
7号と呼べばいいということですか?
So, Marianne names
なんだ
us?
か変な感じですね。
Yeah, it does feel a little weird.
指揮官になるのが夢だって言ってましたよね。
Yeah. I made a promise with that child.
という
I'm sorry, I can't really remember. But I remember that she was incredibly dear to me.
そうですか。では、指揮官とお呼びしますね。
I'm not so sure about that. It'd be kind of embarrassing when I just graduated from the military academy yesterday.
いいじゃないですか。私たち2人だけのことな
Yeah,
んです
it's
から。
the day of the crash.
構いませんよね。
Because I remembered Rappy when they checked the commander, he had graduated just yesterday, so... Alright, commander it is. Now, what should I call you?
ああ、私はマリア。お姉ちゃん、とっても綺麗。
Did she transform again?
女王様みたい。
Yeah,
ありがとうございます。
she did. Marianne gazes at the sky outside the window. So now, the previous skin, what she was wearing, was the skin for the old Modernia. Now, this will probably be showing that an alt for Marianne, a proper Marianne, not Modernia, can come now. Marianne gazes at the sky outside the window. There's a radiance in her eyes that sparkles, as though the whole world's in her embrace.
指揮官、今度こそ私が必ずお守りします。
Are you not going to see her?
待って、みんなちょっと
レビー、急にどうした？
動いてるの。軌道エレベーター。
Is it going into the space? I turn my head and look back. The monumental lift is wiggling and covered in dark matter. It's enough to wrap your senses of reality seeing something that massive moving like liquid.
あれ？何やってんだ？
まさかあの動き間違いないよ。巨大化しようとしてる。
Transforming the elevator. Suddenly from the lift, a shockwave erupts together with black liquid. I squeeze my eyes shut. Then open them a moment later. Colossal lift is gone, now vanished without a trace. Instead, filling my entire field of vision is something so enormous that I can't even take it all in at once. I'm assuming it's maybe the Ark?
ああ、そのようだ。
これほどの怒りを感じたことは初めてです。
私もだ。
破壊する。破壊してやる。
No, it can't be.
クイーン。
Towering before us is the statue of the goddess of victory.
動いた。
The statue of the goddess of victory moves. It changes directions and then slowly starts to advance forward. The ground trembles and the air itself seems to shriek.
指揮官。クイーンの進行方向はアークの方角です。
Yeah. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Whew. Wow. I was not expecting that, honestly. Only 10 basic recruit vouchers for that. Yeah, that was surprise on its own. Wow, did I really miss that many days? Huh. Interesting. Okay, campaign 47 and 48. That's... I really did enjoy the campaign this time around. I was a bit curious on what we'd really go into, because the only thing we really knew when we got into this campaign was that we would be returning to Eden. That was it. But it's interesting to see that so much went into it. And I mean, there was a lot of unknowns. Okay, Sean. There's a lot of unknowns, so going into it was, well, not unknowns. It was more like there was a lot of questions that needed to be answered, and most of those questions have been answered. We've got Rapunzel and Scarlet back. They got their new bodies. Marion seems to be back, and with a new body, it seems. Because we know Marion's body can shift and change at will. We saw that with her costume skin, with Madonia's body. So we know that she can shift. Surprisingly, we got a little bit of backstory of the commander as well, obviously tied with Marianne. So obviously it was confirmed that the girl in the past is Marianne. I mean, it was kind of theorized it was, but it was a bit left in the air, I guess you could say. Kind of like how with Commander and Anderson something, it was kind of known, but not confirmed. But this time we know that it has been confirmed. Just don't think now with the commander's backstory, because I remember he kind of lost his memories, but we're not too sure about the whole details about it. Because obviously we can tell from before the crash, before, as he was meeting with Marion, he knew he was called number 7. So then afterwards, he didn't really know about it. So obviously everything that was related to number 7 in the future was a surprise to him, because obviously we as a commander, as well as we as the audience, didn't know about that. Yeah. The Dorothy Nayuta thing there was a big surprise for me. I did not expect Dorothy to get corrupted there. And obviously it's a worse strain, so she's more likely to be corrupted than not be corrupted. Not like Red Hood in a sense. I mean, there's a chance because she is quite headstrong, I should say. And then I did not expect the Queen to use underhanded tactics like that, to use Anihilio as a trap. That was really surprising. All that's left now is the Liberalia, which for now is on hold. Noah. And for now, it's just those two, I think, that are out of commission right now. I wonder how they're going to bring those two back. Because obviously if they weren't, they could have just easily killed them, in a sense, like obviously for story-wise. But obviously since they're not, they can be brought back in the future. Yeah, so that's it for now. I think I couldn't really think of too much to really say about the campaign. Surprisingly, the only thing I can really expect for the New Year's now, if this is kind of like the lead up to not New Year's, sorry, the anniversary. The only thing that leads up to it is Scarlett's Rapunzel and Marianne spec ups. New models and new alts for them. And I think it won't be Marianne. I think it'll be Rapunzel and Scarlet, definitely, for those two double banner. And then I think they'll tease Marianne's new form. And then I think with that they'll release obviously the anniversary events plus chapters 49 and 50. And I think after 50 they will have the probably the tease for Hansel and Gretel. And then I'm assuming maybe like New Year's might be Marion. I don't know. There's a lot that can happen still. Wow. Anyway, that's it for now. Unfortunately, don't have time for Persona. So what I'm going to be doing is, obviously I don't want to just leave it for the next opportunity. So what I'll be doing is I'll just skip through everything, get the dailies done, and then when I'm going to do it, I'll just reread the story as it goes. And then next time I'll also do pulls for it as well. I will pull because I actually maybe I'll just do tickets. I don't know because I do have a lot of tickets still. still have 1,500 tickets, which I'll probably get to save for the anniversary, honestly. So for now, it's only just Makoto. What's Makoto? Makoto. Sayuji. I can't remember her full name, unfortunately. Oh, that what I can do at least for now there is look at the skins and such for it. So obviously the new super rare, I guess. Nothing for her. Makoto. Nijima, that's it. Oh yeah, I don't know where the other name was from. Was it hers? No. So, Makoto. And her skins. I think this is. I'm assuming this is when you obtain the character, you get this. Right. I did see a lot of people complaining about how flat she was, I guess you could say. I don't know about the other skins for it though. And then her from away. Not from away, but yeah. That's quite nice. Okay. And then the next one, which will be next week, I believe, Yukiko. Yukiko Amagi from Persona 4. I mean, the quality feels so much higher compared to this. It just feels so different. Surprised she's using. Oh no, I'm thinking of Persona 5 because Persona 5 they use weapons, guns and such. I'm assuming this is the free skin when you obtain her. And then this is the pass. Okay. So yeah, next time I'll pull for Makoto. Still a bit, I'm not too sure, but probably will. But yeah, that'll be it for now. It's been long for campaign. But yeah, next time will be the Persona thing. I hope you all enjoyed the campaign. 47, 48, 48, 47, 48, 47, 48. Yeah, 47, 48, and I'll see you all next time for Persona.